to the stage of history. I am your illustrious host, Kevin Uncanny Anytime. All right, we back again, y'all. Another Monday, Mindset Matters Monday. Got another topic for you this time. This time we're gonna go a little spiritual here, and this is something that I have understood in my recent travels, and it's a good one. So the topic I have for you today is everything belongs to God. Okay, so let's think about this. What does that even mean? And what does it mean for you? What does it mean for me? Well, I'll just go from personal experience here, from what I just recently experienced. And I was traveling across the nation and started to understand that everything I owned really wasn't mine. It really actually was God's. Now, the idea came from me wanting to figure out how I can progress, which is very interesting, right? So I'm like, how can I progress, man? How can I get better? And I started thinking about different spiritual things, different biblical references. And I came to the conclusion that, if I can put into my mind that I'm taking care of someone else or something else, because that's what I love to do. I love to come in for the rescue and do all of these heroic things, right? But when it comes to myself, sometimes you're a little more lenient on yourself. Sometimes you're a little more critical on yourself. But for me specifically, I'm like, man, sometimes I don't fall through the rescue like I do so often for other people. And so I was trying to figure out what that meant. And I was like, well, everything I'm doing, everything I'm saying, everything that I am experiencing is for God, right? And so with me coming to that conclusion, I was like, so everything that I have, if I place it in the category of this is God's, I'm taking care of this for God, that can drastically improve my mindset. Because just think about that. If you are taking care of something for God Himself, for the Most High, wouldn't you do the very best you can to ensure that it's clean, it's upkept, it has all the maintenance that it needs to be taken care of? So this new truck that I have, because now I have a few cars, and the only reason I'm saying this is because God has given me more responsibility. And that's what I've decided to see it as. So now I have a truck, I have a car, and I have a old school car that I wanted personally, and I upkeep that. So 3 vehicles is a lot of maintenance and a lot of routine upkeep to ensure that everything is working properly. I'm usually on the road for most of the month, and when I get back, my older car, I have to make sure I actually go take out and drive it. Weather conditions don't matter, because I'm only back at home for a particular amount of time. So I have to take it out. It's more obligation now than it was just a fun toy where it previously was, when I finally got it running to the best of its ability. As of right now, I was driving it for fun initially, but now it has become a responsibility. So that has totally drastically changed my mindset on what I have. That, along with my car, I'm actually allowing someone to use it right now. However, it's not mine. It's providing a service for someone that needs it in this current time frame. And that is another responsibility bestowed upon me from God. And so now the truck, I have a pickup truck, and that is for me to do work. So I have to be very cognizant of the maintenance and the routine upkeep of that vehicle so that I can continue to work. Again, more responsibility. See, sometimes we go out there and we think, when we see these people with these cars and all of this stuff, that, oh yeah, it'd be great to have a whole bunch of cars. There's a lot of maintenance that comes along with vehicles, not only just cleaning it and vacuuming it out, not only just gassing them up, but also the structural properties of that vehicle, the internal properties of that vehicle, oil, transmission fluid, windshield wiper fluid, brake fluid, all of the mechanical components, they get old over time, especially if you do not use them. You actually do have to routinely use these things, because you can let a car sit for a while and then it'll dry rot. That's what they call it, dry rot. And if you let a car dry rot, it's basically useless again. So that's what helped me to start really paying attention to all of the things I have and what does that actually mean. I was like, well, it's not really mine then. It's literally just a training mechanism for you to show God that you can be responsible with things. And the more things that you get, you're able to show you're responsible with, you will get more responsibility. And there is a biblical reference that I can very acutely remember right now about the king giving the slaves the talents, right? Whether that was actual, like, I don't know, metaphorical talents or not, I'm not sure, because this was a reference that Jesus was providing to his disciples. But the talents he gave to 3 different slaves. To one he gave 5, to one he gave 2, and to one he gave 1. And so the one he gave 5, that man turned around and flipped it and made 5 more. The one he gave 2, he turned around and flipped it and gave him 2 more. The one who had 1, unfortunately, said some pretty ridiculous things about the king, saying that he knew he was an unjust and unfair type of king. And so he went and buried it and did nothing with the talent. And then when the king returned, he just said, here, take your coin back. And the king punished him. So I had some time to really dive into this. Like, okay, what does that mean? Like, he gave him his money back. Right? So that should be fine. But the thing we want to pay attention to is he just went and buried it and did nothing at all when this was a free opportunity. So you can't just give God an opportunity back. Like, oh no, that's okay. Here, you take this opportunity. I'm okay. No. That doesn't work that way. When you are given an opportunity, you need to make something of it. That is the key. And so that's what that biblical reference was showing me. And then that's what I experienced and understood in my own personal reality. And I said, I need to make something of all of these things, and I need to be responsible with them, because they are not really mine. They're God's. And so I hope you gained from this little story here and from my my deciphering and decoding life experiences, as I so frequently do very often. But think about that about your own life. What do you have? What do you have? Do you really own those things? Because God has created all of us. And so it's like if you create a car and then the car creates a oil spill, that's your responsibility, right? If a car wins a race, because you're driving it fast and it drives fast, that's your responsibility. So I guess that's kind of a weird analogy, but if you think about it, it's like the creator of the thing is always its owner. It's always the owner of whatever it does. So whether it's an oil spill or it's a one race, the owner gets the credit. That's the key. So think about that, y'all. I'm a little under the weather. I'm surprised I made through with so clear and everything. But yeah, I love you guys as always. Thank you very, very much for listening. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Always remember that mindset matters more than anything else. All right. We are here to help you to minimize your stress and to focus on the good. Why? Because if you focus on the good, you will attract more good. And that is what we want in this life, ladies and gentlemen. So please, please, please do that. And also take a look at the Institute, www.mindsetmattersmore.net, and jump in. We're accepting people very discreetly. So if you have any questions, make sure you message me. Have a great, great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Anytime, out.